exchange. So just to break down what that is very quickly, if you don't know, a 1031 exchange is when you buy an you sell your investment property for another investment property of a like value or greater, and you get to defer the capital gains taxes on it. It's a very, very popular thing for investors.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable, where we discuss everything real estate and get you to the keys to property wisdom.
Oh yeah.
I'm Robert. I'm Robert Masoodpour with Masoodpour Real Estate at Atlantic Communities here in Atlanta, Georgia. And as always, I am accompanied by my awesome friend, wise and always happy, Eric Berman from New York. How are you, Eric?
All bald guys are wise. It comes with the loss of
Right,
hair, my
right.
friend.
Yes, because you're always thinking, and it's like burning your hair.
It's
You know,
exactly what happens.
it is. Yeah. Or you have so much knowledge in your head, there's no room for hair follicles.
It's the accumulation of knowledge boils the follicles, is what I've learned through my studies.
Yeah, I like your office space back there. That's pretty cool.
Oh, thanks. I
Hey, Eric.
Googled it myself.
In today's episode, we're unpacking some hot topics, starting with the Fed's pause on interest rates and how that's going to affect the interest rates, mortgage interest rates. Um, and with the sleigh bells just around the corner, we're asking the jolly question: are the holidays the secret season for listing your home? We'll give you some pointers to effectively market your house and get it the attention it deserves. We're also going to touch on perhaps why it's not a good season for you to list your home and sell your home. So we're going to give you both sides. See, we're fair and balanced. Wait, that's somebody else's moniker.
It's all right. We could take it.
Next up, we're touring the country to bring you the top 5 affordable places to live in the U.S. If you're dreaming of a new zip code that won't break the bank, you won't want to miss this segment. And there's some good ones in there. Plus, we've got the scoop on that jaw-dropping $66 million sale at the Plaza in New York City. New York City, get the rope.
Where's that?
We'll dive into what this means for luxury real estate and if it's a sign of the times for market trends. And for our grand finale, we'll talk about why Jeff Bezos, the king of e-commerce, is heading to Miami. Is it the sun, the sand, or the family ties? Let's explore the reasons behind the big move. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's turn these hot topics into your next smart investment. It's time to lay the foundation for success, one brick at a time, on Real Estate
Ooh,
Roundtable. I wrote that myself.
lame bricks, my man.
So, so Eric, let's talk about the Fed. The Fed that last week we touched on it in last episode. They put a pause on hiking up the rates after hiking them up 11 times in the past year and a half. They decided to let's go ahead and put a pause on it, and the effect it's had on the mortgage interest rates. Interestingly, interest rates have dropped at least half a point from last week alone. And as we were talking before the show started, the mortgage interest rates are now in mid sevens, which is great news for buyers and for sellers and for
Yeah.
the housing market, as you know.
Oh, yes. And it's interesting the timing of it because it's coming right before, and obviously we're going to touch on the impact of the holiday season, but it's coming right before the entrance of what usually, at least in my market, I don't know about you, but things do typically slow down a bit,
Mhm.
right around Thanksgiving. So I think that this is going to incentivize more people to make a push while they can. We don't know if the rates are going to stay where they are right now. They're still saying that there's a small chance that the rates will go up again by the end of the year. So I think that this is really a great opportunity for the people that are on the market right now, buyers and sellers alike.
Yeah, and conventional wisdom. A lot of the talking heads, real estate talking heads, are saying that the Fed is done with raising interest rates this year, just because they've seen the effect it's had on the economy. And as we said, so I believe that the Fed's done for this year, and they're going to leave things alone and wait and see what happens to the economy, and also kind of decide what to do for the election year, which is next year. So we'll see.
That
But
should.
regardless, I think it's good news that the rates have fallen because, as you know, the housing market has been stagnant past few months. Inventory is very low. People are not putting their homes on the market, relatively speaking, and of course, the buyer pool has diminished because of high interest rates. So I
Yeah,
think it's going to be good news for the housing market.
yeah. I mean, the Fed said that they want to reset the housing market, and reset it. They certainly have.
Exactly.
But you know what? All these things I think are healthy. If everything was just shooting up the way it was 21, 22, that's not sustainable. And if that were to happen, if the prices were to keep going up at such a crazy pace, that's when maybe you really do have to worry about a crash coming. But you need these ebbs and flows, and everything can't just constantly be a rocket ship ride to the moon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. Um, but for now, buyers galore. Get out there and look at some houses, and let's get some sales in the market. Absolutely, and sellers too. But I think, Eric, I think one thing is still the elephant in the room is that what 60% of homeowners now have interest rates less than 5%. Many in like myself in low threes and high twos. So a lot of these sellers are still sitting on their hands saying, hey man, rates are still high. I've got this beautiful refinance that I did a couple of years ago at 2.8%. I just don't feel compelled to sell my house and move. So
Yeah, and I
those
think I
people,
think that those people are going to sit. They're going to sit pat for a while.
you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
I, yeah, for sure.
It's up to us to get them going, buddy.
I think
Keep,
those people. It's going to be more the light. It's going to be people who need to move are still going to move. When you outgrow your house,
mhm.
you're going to need to move. If you need to get divorced, you're not going to stay in that house with that significant other that's driving you crazy
Yeah.
because you have a 3% rate. I don't think that that's going to keep you in the house.
Hey, Eric, I get this question asked all the time, especially this time of year.
What's that?
Are the
Oh, what can
holidays
you
a
ask?
good time to list my house? Should I list my house now with the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving and Christmas? Should I do that? What do you think? What do you say to that, buddy?
My honest answer, because I have had this conversation about 7 times in the last 6 days.
Yep.
It depends on you. It depends on your circumstances. It depends on the needs of your family. There's not a one size fits all answer. There's a one size fits one. It really depends on your circumstance. So, I mean, I'm sure you have a nice list of reasons why it is a good reason to list during the holidays.
I
What do you
do.
think?
So historically, holidays there's less competition in the market, right? So when you list your house is going to shine. Many people avoid listing their homes during the holidays, so you may have fewer sellers to compete with. That's a good one. More serious buyers are in the market during the holidays. They're looking for a home during the holidays, and uh, you know are more serious about buying. Also, holiday decor, Christmas decorations, man, they are awesome, and they sell the house. End of the year tax breaks. Some buyers may be looking to purchase a home before the end of the year to take advantage of end of year tax breaks. So I think for those four reasons, the holidays are very good time to list and sell your house.
Yeah, especially if you're selling multifamily homes. you have a lot of investors that are certainly trying to get their purchases in and close before December ends. That's definitely a great point.
So why would it not be a good time to sell or list?
All right. I mean, I'm gonna state the obvious here. You want to put your house on the market, but you have a lot of plans over the holiday season. You're going to be entertaining. Your house isn't going to be ready, and if you're that person and you're going to consistently say, "Oh, we can't do it today. Oh, they can't see it this day. Oh, we can't see it that day," you're going to put yourself in jeopardy. Let's say you put the house on the market, and you keep stalling people out. You don't let people in. Now your days on the market's going to increase. Your listing's going to get stagnant, and people are going to start wondering after you've sat there for a while, why hasn't this house sold? They're not going to say, well, I wonder if they were busy entertaining. They're not going to wonder those things. They're just going to look at the days on market and think that there's something wrong with your home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Um, I don't know how much this impacts your market, but in my market, we will historically we get snow. So bad weather during these, November, December, January months, we do have worse weather. It's cold out. People don't like to leave the house. It gets dark out early. So the people that can't get out before work, they really are relegated to just looking at the house on the weekend, which isn't optimal. So that's definitely a drawback. But I have another example. It's actually somebody I spoke with yesterday, homeowner who had his home on the market. It was, he unfortunately chose the wrong agent, and that agent wasn't able to get the home sold, but he still wants to sell. So his question to me was, should I put the house right back on the market right now? So I said to him exactly what I said to you before. It depends. It depends on what your circumstances. So this gentleman is planning on doing a 1031 exchange. So just to break down what that is very quickly, if you don't know, a 1031 exchange is when you buy an investment, you sell your investment property for another investment property of a like value or greater, and you get to defer the capital gains taxes on it. It's a very, very popular thing for investors. It's a little secret for how the rich get rich, and we can talk more about that on another podcast. But anyway, so when you do a 1031 exchange, you have certain deadlines for when you can, um, after you get your property into contract, you have a certain amount of time to locate the next property. You have a certain amount of time to put those properties under contract. So um, his conundrum, where I don't think it made sense for him, is that he's going to go on vacation during the Christmas season, and he is going to have to identify three properties. So, given the 45-day timeline that he's going to have to identify those properties, I don't think it makes sense at all for this guy to put himself under that type of pressure, because people under that much pressure tend to make bad decisions. And if that's
True.
my client, I'm not going to push him to do that. As much as I would love to make that sale, I think it's a terrible idea for this guy. And that while we don't know where mortgage rates are going to be for sure by the end of January or by the end of December, the beginning of January, for this particular person, I just don't think it made sense. And that's why you, as a homeowner, you have to, speak with your local professional, but it has to, you have to have a strategy. You can't just go into this willy nilly.
That's true. Absolutely. I think it's important to have a strategy whenever you have to make a important decision in life, especially when it comes to buying or selling a house for sure. Because
That's right. Spoken like a true realtor.
thank you, buddy. Um, so, in case you do decide to put your house on the market during the holidays, here are a couple of pointers. Yeah, price your home competitively. Buyers are likely to be more price sensitive during the holidays, so it is important to price your home competitively for
That's
sure.
definitely true.
Um, Make your home look its best. Be sure to declutter and clean your home before listing it. You may also want to consider hiring a professional stager to help make your home look more appealing to buyers.
And
Um,
if you decide to bake an apple pie and have that in the oven while home shoppers are going through your house, I mean, what better way to sell your home than people walking in and smelling
God.
the This
So
could be us.
I'm sure everybody knows this, but a secret to a successful open house is to bake cookies in the oven, and so it makes the house smell like cookie and all that stuff. So that's my secret to my open houses.
I love that. I love that.
Another thing to do is be flexible with showings. Buyers may be less flexible with their schedule during the holidays, so be willing to work around their needs. And lastly, market your home effectively. Use all the available marketing channels to promote your home, including online listings, social media, and print advertising. And if you hire uh, a professional realtor, someone who's been in the market or in the business for a while, they can help you effectively market your home for sure. It's not listing your home is not for a faint of heart. You got to have a professional who has been down that road and knows what to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm telling you, listing your house in the holidays is not a for sale by owner thing, because as you were talking, there's so many things are happen during the holidays that there's no way as a inexperienced seller or professional you'd be able to handle all the pitfalls of that may come with it in during the holidays. So
Yep.
that's true.
That is for sure.
That's true for any time of year, actually. All right, excellent. Eric, have you ever wanted to move somewhere else besides New York?
Yeah.
So New York is expensive, so is Atlanta, and if you ever want to move somewhere else and have it be affordable houses, affordable living, here are top 5 affordable places to live in the U.S. according to a new report. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, lay it on me, brother.
Should we do this from bottom to top or top to bottom? Number 5.
Um,
Number 5. Nebraska, Lincoln, and Omaha, Nebraska, because of their affordable living conditions and lower than average home prices. Number 4, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. They have affordable housing and low cost of living. Number 3 is what was number 3? Number 3 is Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas, due to its low cost of living and family-friendly atmosphere, average home cost in Wichita, $187,171.
wow.
Haven't seen that in. Number 2 is Abraham Lincoln's hometown of Springfield, Illinois, where average home cost is $149,900.
You know
Can you
what you can
believe
get in my market for that?
a door?
You can get a 700 square foot studio apartment
Oh
in
wow!
like okay condition. Like it
Yeah.
wouldn't be the worst, but like yeah,
But that's
wouldn't be
pretty good
great.
though. 700 square feet, you can get it for 150,000. That's pretty good
Yeah, you can
in
get
New
that
York.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah. In Queens or Long Island, not Manhattan.
yeah.
That you're probably paying a lot more for that. You're probably
Well,
paying
we're going to touch on
closer
this.
to like 550, 650 for that.
We're going to touch on this next, but maybe $66 million.
Oh, that will be juicy.
And number 1, Eric, number 1 most affordable place to live in the U.S. is Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Now, interestingly, this is not because of average home prices. The average home price in Sioux Falls is actually $313,000, which is a bit higher than average other places. But this Midwestern city ranks first on the list thanks to a winning combination of factors, including reasonable cost of living, healthy employment rate, and its natural beauty. I've never been to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but I've heard it's a very beautiful place.
Like, what do you what's there even to do over there in Sioux Falls? I mean,
Uh,
you get this great
well,
deal on property. And what are we doing
well,
out
you
there?
can do a lot of hiking,
They got some
and
zoos. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking it up right now. Uh, right? Some mini golf, batting cages.
And also, hey,
Um, yeah,
listen,
this list isn't that great.
you could go and just drive up to Mount Rushmore,
I guess that'd be pretty cool. You
the
know,
uh, the 10th wonder of the world.
I wonder why people go to it. That's all I wonder.
Just a bunch of big heads.
Yeah, a bunch of old dead white guys.
Anyway, so what you're saying is that Sioux Falls, South Dakota, is not on your next travel list.
I think you know what? I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay.
I just didn't know what to do, and I'll be honest. Going through the list, I'm not sold. So if there's anybody watching this from Sioux Falls, please let us know. Give us a better list than what ChatGPT just gave me because that was looking like anywhere USA. But whatever. I mean, for how much
Um,
for
I
a
tell
home
you
over
one
there?
thing though. How many what?
How much was it again for a house over there?
So actually, that the average home price is 313,000, which is
Oh,
which is
that's
almost
not that cheap.
which is almost what Atlanta is. I mean, Atlanta is hitting 400,000, but that's still pretty expensive for a Midwestern
Yeah,
city, isn't it?
that's not that cheap.
No, it's not. But according to the list of the new report, the reason that it's one of the five most affordable places is the cost of living is much cheaper. So,
Hmm.
you know. Hey, Eric, you being from New Yorking, you want to talk to us about this $66 million condo unit?
Yeah, man, $66 million on the Upper East Side at the Plaza Hotel. So I think that's one of the biggest sales for a condo in New York City so far this year. Um, I think they broke the record for priciest apartments sold this year. It was really, I think it was 65.8 million.
Mm.
The last time this apartment had sold, it was or no, it wasn't this apartment. It was the last most expensive apartment that sold in the Plaza Hotel was 60 million way back in 2007, which is pretty crazy because I know New York City real estate has been a little touch and go uh, since the pandemic, and they're not seeing, especially in the luxury market, they're not seeing as many crazy sales. I mean, we see things because people love to watch guys like Ryan Serhant. You see all these apartments getting listed for 150 million, 200 million, but are they selling? Maybe not. But this one, I mean, what was, I think, I forget the number. I think it was like 12,000 square feet, the apartment.
Yep. Unit
12,000. Yeah.
1109, 12,000 square feet, 200 square foot apartment overlooks Central Park.
So, I mean, who do you think moved into this mansion?
Well, the buyers are anonymous right now. Um,
Oh, of course they are.
yeah, but I can tell you, I don't know if you have this in your notes or not, but last time this unit sold was in 2008, and back then it sold for $48 million, which for back then it was a lot of money. But don't despair if you're having FOMO that you missed out on this sale. You're in luck because approximately 20% of the building's 163 units are currently listed for sale. So I'm telling you, there's a chance.
That sounds like New York City real estate, and
Yeah.
it's nuts. I don't want to touch too much on like the commercial real estate, but being a New Yorker, it's wild. I was going to see what was I going to see? Um, Dave Chappelle at Madison Square Garden. Went to his birthday bash. Got to see got to see a lot of great comedians perform. Matt Rife was up there, Chelsea Handler.
Oh
But
no way!
as I'm, have you? Yeah, oh, it was a sick show. But as I was going, have you ever been to Madison Square Garden before?
I have. I saw the
So
Rangers of the Capitals over there. Caps.
So when you're going up the escalator, no matter what seats you're in, unless you're like really, really somebody special, then maybe you don't have to take those escalators. But when you're going up the escalators and you look out the window and you see all the huge buildings there, and like you could just see the vacancies in these buildings. It's just like everything's empty. It's like, whoa. So
Well,
when you're saying 20% vacancies on that.
It's interesting you say that, Eric, because WeWork filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy yesterday, and WeWork had promised these apartment build or these office buildings in New York City to be, for workspace to be occupied. And now with their bankruptcy, all those workplaces are staying empty, and many landlords are scrambling to try to find another tenant for those places. And they said that over 20% of office buildings in New York City are now empty because of WeWork's demise. So yeah, I mean it's going to be, and I think that that's going to have the trickle down effect, and we might see a lot more office buildings sitting empty because of this WeWork thing, and also because a lot of people are staying home and working from home.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, it's crazy because it's still the impact of COVID. And I feel like we in New York have really not seen the devastation that this is really going to cause,
Oh yeah,
because they talk about rezoning it, turning it into residential, and we have such a deficit when it comes to affordable housing, but the landlords aren't going to want to convert it because they don't want to do one thing and then the city wants to do another, and everybody's just at a standstill, and these buildings literally will just sit there empty, and the landlords who own it are going to get crushed because they still have their bills to pay, they still have to pay their taxes, they still have to pay their mortgage. They default, and then what happens? So we're not going to see the and I still can't think of the damn word. We're not going to see the backlash, for lack of a better word, of what's coming from this, I still think, for a few years. So hopefully our politicians are doing what they can to make make good work of this, because this is going to not just impact New York. I would imagine there's going to be a ripple effect.
so I was a little bit off in my numbers. WeWork was valued at $9 billion in 2021 when it went public, and now their shares plummeted 98%, and now they're valued at $47 million. So from 9 billion to 47 million, and anyway, they filed bankruptcy, and that's going to have a devastating effect on New York office real estate for sure.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I think now is the time for you to go buy some office space, Eric.
You know what? I think I'll stick with Compass's office space for now.
Office space. Your palatial basement office space.
Yeah. I'll let them cover the overhead. It's all right.
Eric, we need to say bienvenido to Mr. Jeff Bezos. He is moving to Miami to be
My
closer.
brother in baldness.
Um, he purchased a 7-bedroom waterfront mansion in Miami's Billionaire Bunker neighborhood, which is an artificial barrier reef. Can you imagine an artificial barrier reef in the middle
It's weird.
of the bay?
Wait, so the house itself isn't an artificial barrier reef?
Yeah, the house, the compound, the billionaire bunker is located on an artificial barrier reef, and a lot of billionaires live there. This new $70 million home is next to another waterfront mansion Bezos bought for $68 million earlier this summer.
I'm
God
just
bless
trying
him.
to check out some pictures of this. I mean,
Yeah,
jeez
it's actually
Louise.
it's actually pretty cool place. But so he's got 2 houses next to each other, total value $140 million, and him and his significant other are going to be closer to Jeff's parents, which is great.
Always good to be near your parents.
Yeah.
Always good, just in
Um,
case you have to, go bother them a little bit. They can bother you a little bit.
that's right. That's right. I miss my parents though, so it's all good.
Uh,
Hey, Do you have any closing comments?
My closing comments, it's interesting. Jeff Bezos, yet another person, another billionaire, taking their money and putting it into a tax-friendly state.
Yes.
We've seen so many of these guys doing this, going to Dallas, going to Florida, going all over the place. I think it's a power move, and states like New York, they got to make it competitive for some of these things because there's so many people jumping out of New York for that reason.
Eric, you're so awesome, buddy. This was really nice. I think we touched on
It's
some
great.
very good topics. But yeah, I think you're right. As far as the investment is concerned, there's no better investment than real estate. Is always increasing value, and although in the past 3 years it has been, but it's not a immediate satisfaction in increase in value. But in the long run, is going to um, be a great investment for people rather than stocks or certainly better than cryptocurrency for sure. So
That's for sure.
average real estate value, home values per year are hover around 5 to 6% average. Of course, in 2020, 2021, we saw an increase as much as 20%, 21%. So, which I don't think is going to happen again. But regardless, you're getting a 6% increase in your investment every year. I'll take that any day, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's definitely beating the S&P 500.
Absolutely. Eric, I appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate you too, my friend.
Thank you for another conversation. I'll see you next week.
All right, I will see you next week, my friend.
Bye bye.
Bye.